It's good playing with Coach Spears. I've been playing since I was a freshman, and he more of a father figure to most of us. It's a lot in detail. He might joke around. He gonna be serious, but you still have fun with him.
When I first came in, it wasn't about winning or losing. It was just like kind of building a family atmosphere. I knew that a lot of these kids needed some love in their life. So that was a lot of my coaching philosophy, was being passionate about showing them that I care.
Right.
And,
What's going on? And we back. I got a special guest here with us this time. Welcome to the Central Ohio Boys Basketball Weekly Wrap-Up. I'm your man, Coach Steve.
And I am Coach Vic. I'm back on the scene.
Absolutely. Happy to have him back. But without further ado, let's get it going. Check out the scores from last week, City League North competition.
Let's see that Northland is still holding things down as they defeated Northland defeated Linden 60-43 on the 14th.
Your birthday, huh?
That was my birthday. I appreciate the gift.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Now let's check out the scores from last week in the City League South. Afrocentric, again, another perfect week. And as we check out these standings, y'all, we see we got two teams sitting in the top, Coach, undefeated.
Absolutely. Northland up there in 8-0 in the north. And Afrocentric, I believe, 8-0 in the south. Looks like they're on a collision course.
It seems that way. All right, now, let's get to the Columbus Catholic League. You know, they only play once a week. And here are the scores from Friday. And, Coach, that's a big win from Bishop Watterson defeating DeSales. And Bishop Watterson got the late start with the football, winning the championship.
Yes. And generally, though, DeSales usually is a very tough out. They have a lot of good players there. I had several of them come to Coach Vic's open gym this past summer. And I'm going to tell you something, that is a big win. You are correct.
Yes, sir. And the standings, we see Hartley, again, is the only team undefeated. They got a big one coming up against DeSales this week.
That will be huge.
All right, now, here we go. Let's get to the OCC. Here are the scores from last week in the OCC. And, Coach, again, on your birthday, you got to see a big one. We talked about that briefly last week. Let us know what you thought about the Reynoldsburg and Newark game.
I tell you, it was a great game. I've always said this. I believe that Quackenbush from Newark is the best coach I've seen here in Central Ohio. Really tough, really strategic. He does a good job of keeping his team disciplined and fundamentally sound. The game was a great game. It started off that Reynoldsburg, being the home team, they would scoot out to a small lead of maybe like 7-8 points. But again, Newark would come running back on them, playing fundamentally sound. They even got a few turnovers against Reynoldsburg, and there you go. The game ended up being close at the end of the first quarter, and then even at halftime. But somewhere in the fourth quarter, Reynoldsburg had a slight lead. Newark kept fighting.
And as a matter of fact, Newark took the lead late in the third, early fourth, didn't they?
Yep, late third, early fourth. Newark took the lead. They tried to hold on, but that is when Reynoldsburg turned up their defensive pressure.
Yes, they did.
They got a few steals, and the next thing you know, they got some finishes. Xavier and those guys came and played hard in the last 5 minutes of that game. They got the lead, extended the lead back out. Newark tried to fight back, but it was too much defensive pressure by Reynoldsburg. They were able to get a couple of late breakout runs and get a couple of layups on that, and that's how they were able to hold them off and to win that game. I would shout out a couple players from Reynoldsburg who I thought played really well. I thought that Xavier, the team kind of goes as he goes.
Absolutely.
If he's having a hard game, then it's going to be a closer game.
Mm-hmm.
But if he is flowing and really into it, he can really do a lot for them. Now, I will say they played without the services of Jordan Fisher.
That was big.
Game. And that made a huge difference. My other guy, the little freshman, Makai Roddy, he came in and he got 2 big rebounds right away. But his shot was a little off at first. So he didn't score like I anticipated that he might, but he was playing hard, played good defense. He did pick up a few early fouls. But they have a deep team, Reynoldsburg does. Toby played somewhat well.
He's so strong.
Yeah,
out
he
there,
is
man.
strong. He is strong. But I will say, Newark, the coach's son, Jake, he's a heck of a player, man. He's a heck of a player. He keeps his focus and his intensity. Braylon Morris is a guard there, and at first he could not buy a bucket. I want to tell you.
But Reynoldsburg did a really good job of focusing on him. We started with Xavier and was on him. They switched big bodies on him, man, and they did a really good job of making it real tough.
Right. But in the second half, when it was crunch time, Morris started to play. He started to hit buckets, free throws, and he helped bring them back. Like I said, at one time they took a slight lead.
Absolutely.
However, they couldn't hold on to it because Reynoldsburg turned it up.
Absolutely. And Jordan Bowens, don't want to forget him. Jordy Bowens had a really good game. And I saw him hit a 3. I didn't know he had took his game outside like that.
Yeah, Jordan showed me that this summer. He's well-rounded game. Well-rounded.
Right. Well, yeah, that was a good one. Well, now we're going to get to another big game just briefly. As you can see in the Central Division, we had Olentangy Orange with the huge win over Olentangy Liberty, 67-63. That gave Liberty their first loss in the Central Division. And let's look at the standings from the OCC. All right, now, this week I had the pleasure of going to Coach Vic's alma mater on Ann Street, South High School, and interview Coach Ramon Spears and a couple of his senior guards.
Root, Bulldogs.
Check it out. What's going on? We're here at South High School with a couple of the South guards from the boys basketball team. Fellas, we appreciate you having us. Why don't you introduce yourselves, tell me your name, your grade, and what position you play.
I'm John Glover. I'm a senior guard.
My name is Marquan Felts-Lipsey, and I'm a senior guard.
Good. All right, now, fellas, tell me how you started playing. How did you start playing basketball, and how did you fall in love with the game of basketball?
So I got introduced to the game of basketball at the age of 5, about 5th grade, really. I love playing basketball. I love hooping. I love the hoop nature. I love the opportunity that comes with basketball. So that's really what made me fall in love with it.
The way I started playing basketball was the age of 5, and I love a game, I love a hoop, and I love a competitive, and I had a lot of older people around me, so it made me fall in love with it.
There it is. All right, now, we at the halfway point, y'all, the second half of the City League season. You got Eastmore tomorrow. What are your team goals for the rest of the way and individual goals for the rest of the way?
Team goals, I think it's more of us winning and getting back from what we lost, picking up on the things that we messed up in the past, the first half of the season. So I think we're just picking up that and fixing the little screws that we have loose.
I would say getting better in practice and fixing on the little stuff, the little itty-bitty stuff we got to work on, and finish the second half of the season strong.
All right, there it is. Describe your game to me. What you do well on the court. So if I'm a scout, I'll be like, man, I can't let him do this.
I think I'm an elite shooter for one, so you can't leave me open. Or I'm gonna knock it down. But then I can get into facilitating, I can handle the ball, I can defend. I mean, I can do it all. So it's like I do the little things that other people don't do so as well.
There it is. Okay.
I would say if I'm open, I'm gonna take the three. You know, I'm gonna knock it down, and I like to play defense. I ain't scared to guard nobody. I dive on the floor. You know, do the little things that nobody not doing, and I can handle the ball, pass it, do whatever.
There it is. Hey, both of y'all like to do the little things. That's why you win it. Got to do the little things. All right, now tell me what's it like to play for Coach Spears?
Man, it's a lot of detail. He gonna teach you the little things. Not only a basketball player, but to be a young man. So like, he gonna teach you life lessons. He gonna teach it all, for real. He gonna teach it all.
There it is.
It's good playing with Coach Spears. You know, I've been playing since I was a freshman, and he more of a father figure to most of us. You know, it's a lot in detail. He might joke around. He gonna be serious, but you still have fun with him. You know.
There it is. Y'all enjoy it. It's a great experience. All right, last question for y'all. Tomorrow, y'all in the locker room, getting ready for the game. What's on the playlist? What y'all listening to?
I think Jamal gonna play some Chucky or like Coconut by Chucky or something. He gonna play some of that Screwy G or something. Something like that. Something that's gonna get us in our mode.
Oh, that get y'all going?
Yeah, I say Skrilla G. It's a little mixture of the playlist.
Young Schooly D?
No, Skrilla G.
Screwy G.
Yeah.
My man.
Young boy too.
It's young boy. It's a mixture of the playlist.
Okay.
It's a mixture.
Screwy G gonna get y'all going.
Yeah.
There it is, man. Fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. And best of luck the rest of the season, man. All right, we're here at South with the legendary coach, Coach Ramon Spears. Coach, we appreciate you having us. Coach, give us let us know about your coaching history, how you started and how long you been at South.
Well, I kind of started, you didn't know this, but I started at Fairwood Park a long time ago when I was questioning you about your coaching philosophies when you were at Eastmore.
Right.
And we used to meet there daily and just talk basketball. So a lot of those things, you know, I was still learning and putting in my backpack.
Right.
Then, you know, I got the job over at Walnut Ridge, so I was over there with Bates as his JV coach. Stayed there probably about 4 or 5 years. And then 2011, I got the head coaching job here at South. Been here ever since.
Man, you know I know when you got the job, man, because you almost clipped us that first year if it wasn't for Marshall.
Right.
Yeah, he made some key shots, man. I don't like losing the rookie coaches, man. But yeah, man. Now, when you got here in 2010, 2011, it wasn't the South that we see now, man. So you really turned this program around, and because South, it wasn't a winning culture. You know what I mean? Guys didn't know how to win. So you did it. You turned around the program. You built the winning culture here. Guys expect to win now at South. How'd you do it, man? What advice would you give somebody on how to turn around a program and do that?
When I first came in, it wasn't about winning or losing. It was just like kind of building a family atmosphere. I knew that a lot of these kids needed some love in their life. So that was a lot of my coaching philosophy, was being passionate about showing them that I care and treating them the same way that I would treat my own kid. You know, so, and then when they seen, they started gravitating to that and was like, this is a little bit different. And then the buy-in became the buy-in.
Right.
So it was more just showing I care, more showing my philosophy, more showing that if you care about me and I care about you, then we won't even worry about the wins and losses.
Right. Absolutely, man. And because your guys spoke really highly of you, man, how it was more than basketball with you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they feel that, and they say you're a father figure to a lot of guys out here, man. And they really appreciate that.
One of the main things that I wanted to do is try to keep some pride on the South Side. They lost a lot of pride. You know, the building was playing on the stage. It was a losing mentality. So I wanted to kind of bring the culture back from the community, involving the alumni, involving the students and the staff. And once everybody started to buy in, the winning was the easy part.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, now, what are your thoughts on how y'all started last year with a new way of seating? I think they did some little tweaks for this year.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that? You know, taking it out the coach's hands.
I kind of old school, you know, so I kind of like meeting up with the coaches. I like looking at the seating.
Right.
You know, I like looking at who people play. And then it also gives us the opportunity, if a school A who's 10-0, but they haven't played nobody, it gives us the opportunity to see them accordingly, what we think, instead of what a computer think.
Right.
You know, so, and just the camaraderie that you built with calling other coaches and stuff like that. So I kind of really like that about it.
Right. Now, what about the 7 divisions now, man? They added 3 divisions. What division are y'all this year?
We're Division III now.
3? Okay,
yeah.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm never going to be happy, Coach, about the Division C just because where we located.
Right.
And we get a lot of charter school kids, right? Because we almost get 60 charter school kids a year, between 35 and 60, right? Yeah. And I never met not one kid that went to a charter school that played for me. So with that said, I'm never gonna feel right about the division I'm in because we're getting counted for kids that don't even go to our school, kids that you can't even give me an address or a number to go ask. Do you want to play basketball?
What?
Yeah. So we just get a number, and these are the kids.
Yeah, that's kind of dirty, man.
Yeah, it could be a 6'8" kid walking around at South Charter School, but never play for me because I don't know him or don't have a number. But he's getting counted on my numbers.
I got you. Yeah. All right. One more question for you, man. What's the identity of your team? And tell me a few of your guys, your main guys out here.
So my identity always been, you know, I'm from Detroit, so I grew up on the Bad Boys.
Right.
I grew up on the 3 guards. I grew up on Bill Laimbeer. So, you know, that's my motto, that toughness, that grit. Sir. The same thing that you're seeing with the Detroit Lions starting to play with now, you know?
Right.
So you got to be tough. You got to be gritty. You can't, I have not been blessed with any tall guys. So my 6-foot guys got to play 6'5". My 6'3" guys got to play 7 foot, you know?
Right.
And it's just in that culture, like, I don't want to say you can't be soft, but you got to have that. You got to be able to fight, and you got to be able to be a bully. You got to be able to, you know, stand for what we play for, you know? Yeah, so this year, we got a couple of transfers over.
Okay.
We got a kid came over from Marion Franklin, that's a sophomore. All his family graduated from South, been through South. So him coming here was just something that was bound to happen. And then we got a senior that came over from from Mifflin, who's like my nephew, been knowing him since the 8th grade. So
now,
he was supposed to come in.
Give me some names.
Okay, so John Glover is the senior from Mifflin.
Okay.
And then Nico Tuff is the sophomore from Marion Franklin. Okay, so they was the 2 transfers that came over. We also had a group that played last year of sophomores that's now juniors. One is Gavin. Gavin Griffin got potential. Ceiling is high. About 6'3" kid. He's been in the program, so he knows the expectations. We also have Marquan. Marquan is a senior. You interviewed him.
Right.
He's been practicing with us since the 8th grade. So he knows the program, he knows the system. And then Gavin, Mello. Mello is a 6'3" guy who plays bigger than what he is. He's our post player. He don't complain about nothing. He just fights and does his best in the post. So that's kind of my nucleus, and then a bunch of younger guys who's starting to build and be in the program.
I got you, man. So yeah, and it's like I said, you have basically built this from the ground up, man. And to come out and see the practice, man, you really don't have to say too much.
Yeah.
Guys are jumping to whatever you tell them to do, what it is, man. It's just, I mean, it's a joy to see in the city, man. They're disciplined, you know what I mean? They're listening. And, man, I really appreciate you letting us come in here and pick your brain a little bit, man.
No, it's an honor. You know, we always talk about going to watch some people practice, like your practice, Vince Lombardo practice. You know, down at Dayton, I would love to see Dayton with Rocky.
Wayne?
Yeah,
Right.
not Wayne. What is it? Trotwood.
Yeah, Trotwood.
Like, it's just a couple of coaches,
Right.
debates. I've been with them. But it's a couple of coaches that I would love to see how they do things.
Right.
And just having you in here is an honor for me, because I know where I came from and I know the conversations me and you used to have. And just you being in here, it actually made me a little bit more excited today. So I appreciate you coming.
Well, I wish you would have felt that way in 17 and 19 when you tried to do me real dirty, man. But, man, for sure, we really appreciate you,
All right,
man, and best of
thank you.
luck the rest of the way now.
Thank you so much.
Folks, we really appreciate South High School allowing us to come in there, and we really appreciate you all checking us out. And as usual, this time we got our guy, Coach Vic. Coach Vic, give us a few parting words, man.
Hey, this is going to be a great season of high school hoops. With all the new divisions, that's going to make it very, very interesting. People who normally wouldn't really have a chance to get to that district title, they're going to have a chance. There's many more districts now. So I look forward to seeing all of the players play, especially the players who attended Coach Vic's Open Gyms. I've seen you, I know you, and I have high expectations for you as you do yourself. Let's go out there and continue to play ball the way we're supposed to play it. It's Coach Vic. I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Oh, this ain't going to be your last time. Don't do that.
Hey, I'm sure I'll be happy to come back when I can. Thank you.
Absolutely. As always, one love.